What's happened to my underwear?
Oh, I literally have no idea.
So sorry, but do we know each other?
Yeah, no, I ran you over.
First of all, I want to thank you because you made a film that made me laugh, cry,
Oh,
and think a lot about my own life. A
Oh,
beautiful,
thank you.
true crowd pleaser. And I'm wondering,
thanks.
when did you feel that you were part of something really, really special?
Immediately. I wasn't originally supposed to do the movie. There wasn't a time in my schedule, and then it opened up. And I remember when I read the script, feeling like I couldn't quite believe this had landed in this specific slot of time, because this is a style of movie and a style of character and a love story that I've definitely been like aching to do. And the fact that I was able to now do it with an actor that I like completely respected and with a director that I believed would be able to hold that space for us, I felt like I'd already won the lottery. So the feeling of knowing that I was going to walk onto something special was immediate. And then it just kept on growing every day on set, every day coming to work. It was one of the most beautiful experiences that I've had working. It was very, very special. So we felt it when we were making it as well. So much so that when we finished filming, I remember we kind of had a moment at the end on one of our last days where we were like, this is kind of enough. The experience was enough. I don't need to see the movie. I'm happy for this experience and what we created, and these people that we were allowed to be for that amount of time was genuinely enough. I didn't need any more.
Agreed. Yeah, really beautifully said. Yeah.
Playing together in this film, you had to trust each other completely, be partners and the guardians for one another. And do you remember maybe the moment when you felt you had reached fully understanding?
I think I'm going to guess the moment that you feel,
Yeah.
which is the car park scene.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a kind of watershed. It's a scene in the car park, which actually I think is quite in the beginning of the film in the non-linear way that it's been edited by
And
John.
it was in filming as well. It was like
Yeah, we shot it in the first week, I think. I think it was the first very deep emotional scene that we had to access. And I remember it being a very beautiful oh God! It suddenly felt like we really immediately found a level of trust, a level of care for each other, a level of kind of containment and protection of each other. And I remember you coming up to me afterwards and saying, that shouldn't have been so lovely to do a scene so hard on paper. And it was a kind of lovely revelatory moment where it's like, oh yeah, no, when we really enter a wound, or for the sake of art, for the sake of an audience, for the sake of our own healing, it's cathartic, and there's true healing that can happen for us, for an audience, and suddenly you feel part of your tribe in a new way, you feel part of each other's lives in a new way, and it's like a real sharing of intimacy when you feel really safe to share intimacy with someone. Suddenly you feel connected to your own self, your own life, and the greater world. There's something quite magical that I think started to happen on that day, and I feel like we both knew that we were really safe.
Well, and also we were locking in. Like, even I remember something that before we did the scene, we'd stand on our marks and everybody would still be setting up and figuring out where things would go. And we'd be both doing our own things to get into the scene. And we actually weren't talking in between takes. You were walking off and I was walking off. And I remember I stood in my position and I had my eyes closed and I had my arms down next to me, and you came and locked in and held my hand. And the camera wasn't ready yet, but we were already locking into, almost like we were getting ready in our machine. It was like, it really did feel like we were ready to go in the rocket and we were getting ready. And I remember it just feeling so professional and cool to be with someone that was into doing the same thing that I was into doing at the level of which I was ready to go. It was just very exciting to work with someone that I felt like we could go and you can't stop us.
Yeah, and then as the scene started, it was very evident that we could let go and see where each take went, rather than feeling like we had to hit anything or get anything right particularly. It was like, oh, we get to explore this moment in these two people's lives a few times in a row, and we get to be completely relaxed and not feel like, you know, we have to, you know, achieve a certain thing. It was we could forget that the camera was there, and then the only time we remembered the camera was there was when our DP started sobbing while it was on Florence's close-up, and Stuart, just the sweetest, most tender-hearted man, he had to walk away because he was scared that he was going to upset the tenderness of the moment, because something in him cracked open. And when that happens, when your DP starts struggling, you know you're onto something that's not just about an indulgence between two actors, but it's something that's actually, it's touching something that's universal, and it's touching something that's in the heart. I got chills, like my hair so fully stood on it. And when that happens, apparently that's a surefire sign that you are connected to your tribe. When your hair's down on end and you get goosebumps, it's actually like, oh, that's a sign that you're close to the rest of your tribe. So it's moments like that. Cool.
Well, I still got goosebumps after your film, so thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you.
Show me how to love.